Hola everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my canal, or if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Edgar. We're gonna be taking a look at a brand new booty influencer product, Dragon Beauty by Nikita Dragon. Here it is. You'll obviously know what I'm gonna be talking about by the title of this video. It's the Dragon Beauty eyeshadow palettes. We have both of them today. Thankfully, we got a little PR package sent our way. Dragon Beauty doesn't have any eyeshadows currently. It's been all face and lips, so I'm really excited to dig into these palettes. They look pretty cute, but we know that looks can be deceiving sometimes. And the way 2020 is going, let's just hope that these actually are freaking good. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, click the notification bell, give it a ding 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 so you're notified whenever I upload brand new videos. Put on your seatbelts, put on your helmets, your face mask, because it is time for the review. All right, so Dragon Beauty, you guys know we've reviewed, what have we reviewed on here? Face palette, the orange corrector. I think that's it, right, from Dragon Beauty so far. This is what the PR package looks like. Go ahead and open it up. I already opened this up, by the way. I took a look at them because on some of the pictures on the Dragon Beauty Instagram, the shades looked a little bit different, not completely different, but you know, like the tones, the deepness, saturation, the richness looked a little varied in the pictures posted. So I wanted to take a look for myself to kind of have an idea of kind of what I wanted to do with them. So this is what the PR box looks like. It says, who's the baddest of them all? Dragon Beauty. You can actually purchase this. I believe it's $96 for 2 eyeliners and 2 eyeshadow palettes. If you want to get them individually, it's going to be $30. But let me double check actually. I did my research. I don't want to give y'all no false information. Okay, so the palettes are $30 each, and the liquid eyeliners, which there is a brown and a black, will be retailing for $18 each. There are like bundles, like the PR box bundle and then the eyeshadow palette bundle, but there's not really a discount. Usually when I see brands do bundles, it'll be like, oh, get the whole collection and you'll get like $5-10 bucks off, but there's no discount. And same with the PR box. It's literally the same price as if you were to buy them one by one. But yeah, that's the pricing. So here's the packaging for the eyeliners. The black shade is called Blackout, and then the brown one is called Teddy Bear. Let me go ahead and swatch these. Here's what the tip looks like. Pretty nice fine tip. So here's kind of what they look like. Because these are brush tip applicators, you can get a super precise application. The finish on this is not matte, but it's not shiny either. It's kind of like right in between. Now for the eyeshadow palettes, we have Fantasy Palette Volume 1, which is the more lilac one, and Fantasy Palette number 2, which is the dark purple. The palette's the exact same design as the box, and on the back we just have Dragon Beauty. And by the way, I just got these today, and today is when they launch. So if you're seeing this video, they are available now on Dragon Beauty. So let's go ahead and open up Fantasy Palette 1. Okay, she's cute. Who's the baddest of them all? So you can see here we have some neutral colors, purple, and then 2 metallics. So these 3 are matte, and then these 2 are shimmers. And now moving on to the volume 2 palette. Here's what it looks like. Again, we have our 2 neutral colors, a pop, and then 2 shimmers. For this one, we have blue, a little bit more of an emerald, and then a darker. It's almost like a duochrome black purple with a little bit of gold on there. And here's what these look like side by side. Now I'm not gonna go ahead and swatch these. I'll pop some swatch pictures here up on the screen, but I don't think that swatches really illustrate or let you know how good the product is gonna be. Sometimes swatches might come out bad, but the product on your eyes might be good, and vice versa. So I don't really like to rely on swatches. But yeah, upon first glance, I do like the colors in here. I like the shimmers that were chosen. I know also Nikita did release a palette recently with Morphe. I didn't pick that up only because y'all know I feel like Morphe is going downhill in my opinion. Definitely a different vibe than these. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm using my dose of colors. Meet Your Hue Concealer in the shade of 01. It's literally the lightest shade that they offer. Oh, and by the way, for the month of December and the month of December only, I do have a discount code with Dose of Colors. So if you guys are interested in picking up anything from Dose of Colors, this month only, use code, I think it's Edgar10. I'm not certain, but I'll leave it down in the description bar below. And I'm putting down a little layer of translucent powder just in case we got any boo-boos, because we are working with purples and blues today, which do tend to have a little bit of fallout. All right, so I'm going to be dipping into Ditzy, which is the lightest shade in the volume 2 palette. These mirrors are way too small for my giant head, and I'm just going to, ooh, this is a lot more pigmented than I thought it would. Does it? I think it kind of even shows up a little bit darker. All right, so I'm just buffing this out. I'm not going to be going in with another layer of this because this is not what I intended on doing. I just wanted like a soft wash. Alright, so there we go. This is blending out nicely so far. No patchiness or anything. Now this blue shade is really calling my name. It's called Sailor Dragon. I'm gonna dip into this and I'm going to start carving my crease out, kind of keeping my mirror in front of me and looking directly just so I can see where I'm gonna go in with this. So I'm just kind of lightly just marking out my crease. Now these shadows are very, very, very pigmented. They do go on just a tad bit, like literally you can see a tad bit darker than they look in the pan. So now with a clean small brush, I'm going to buff out the edges. So I'm gonna try to pack on a little bit more of the blue, but I don't know if you can tell, but as I've blended this out, it kind of fades away a little bit, which I was afraid of because the looks posted on the Dragon Beauty Instagram, they did look a little bit more soft. I'm not sure if these palettes are intended to be on the softer side because I would really like this blue to look like this on my lid, but it don't look like that. Let me just try to pack on a little bit more. I will say it is applying and blending out nicely. However, the colors are not staying the same. See, so now that I'm doing the second layer, that looks exactly, woo! I was scared for a little bit. I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. Here is the blue that I was hoping for. And I'm not bringing the blue all the way in like I usually do because I'm going to be taking one of the neutral shades and kind of blending that in with the nose. I don't wanna look Poco Loco today. I know that's a first, but I do wanna make this a little bit more of a wearable, pretty look, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more cautious than usual. Or not even cautious, but just a little more conservative. All right, so now once more with that little tiny brush, literally right on the edge. I don't wanna go over where we packed it on because I don't want that color to fade out again. We just want the edges to fade out. Now I'm going to dip into Transition from the other palette. So with this shade, I'm kind of marrying my nose contour with that very first shadow we laid down, and we're also buffing out this harsh little blue edge right there. And again, I'm using the lightest amount and the lightest hand because these shadows are all very pigmented. Now, before I start working on the lid, I'm gonna dip into Baked Baddie, which is, I would say it's like the darkest of all the neutrals in both palettes. And I'm gonna be placing that right on the outer corner. It definitely looks almost black. It's actually pretty dark. All right, so now with that same dose of colors concealer that I prepped my eyes with, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease. So now with my shape carved out, I'm going to place an even layer of the concealer as a base for these shimmer shades that I'm gonna be using. For the lid, I'm going to go into Rude Girl and Popstar, so kind of a mix of these two. There's the lid area done, and honestly, I don't know, let me go ahead and finish up the rest of the eye and then we'll get to thoughts. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to the lower lash line. I really wanna go in with this purple shade right here as a base for this color because blues and purples do tend to kind of bleed if there's not a base under. I'm going in with this L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade just purple. Kind of matches it pretty close. I'm going to smudge that all along the lower lash line. Right over that, I'm going to be applying the Harajuku shade now. Okay, so this one is very vibrant. I'm not sure if it's just the shadow or because I have a base under it. It's just coming out really vibrant. And then just to kind of add a little bit of sparkle and depth, I'm going into Hex Girl, which is the darkest shadow out of both palettes. And I'm going to be applying this really close to my lashes. I think I'm pretty happy with how this looks. We do have fallout. It's not a ton. Of course, like I said, with purples and blues is normal. So I'm really glad I put down a little bit of powder before we got started. Now, I had originally planned to go in with Popstar for the inner corner, but it's not as icy as I thought it is. So I'm actually going to use one of my own inner corner little poppers. This is the Artist Couture Icy Girl Diamond Lights Finisher. I'm just popping this onto the inner corner. Do you guys see how gorgeous this looks? And I used the smallest amount. These Diamond Lights finishers from Artist Couture, so good. All right, and also I was going to leave it just like this, but to be honest, the lid is there, but I think it could use a little bit more of a pop. This is a glitter liquid liner, but I always like to pop a little bit over the lid shadows to make them pop. And I'm going to just kind of dab it. All right, yeah, so this is definitely, you can see, definitely amping this up. So before I pop on some lashes, I'm going to try the Dragon Wing liner in the black shade. Just gonna do a little flick, you know, just to make sure our falsies blend in nicely with our real lashes. Here is the final shadow look. I'm going to go ahead now and pop on some lashes, a lip, and we'll be right back to talk about my thoughts, my opinions, my comments, questions, concerns about the Dragon Beauty eyeshadow palettes. All right, you guys, so we are back. This is the final look. What do y'all think? Obviously, I went ahead and added some lashes, a little bit of white pencil inside of the eyes, and also a nude lip. Using the two Dragon Beauty Fantasy eyeshadow palettes, this is the look I came up with. Let's actually go over how many shades did I use? 5, 6, 7, 8. So I pretty much used 80% of the shadows in the palettes. And honestly, you guys might have noticed that I was a little, what's the word? I wouldn't say doubtful. I was a little skeptical because the first shadow went on beautifully and then I went in with the blue and it kind of started to fade out. So through that trial and error, I kind of learned the curve for these shadows is having to layer on a second layer to really get it to pop. But even then, like y'all see, this is where I applied the blue. This is what it looked like in the eyeshadow palette. And then on my eyes, I mean, it's still blue, but it's more of a deep navy blue. I really would have liked for it to remain bright and vibrant. That's kind of the look I was going for. I'm not sure if it was like the base that I used. I typically always go in with my Dose of Colors concealer and that works pretty good with the shadows. It might also be the formula. And then when it comes to the shimmers, they actually applied fairly well. They're not like a multi-dimensional shimmer. It's more so just like a foil. I mean, granted, in the pan, it doesn't look like it has a lot of glitter reflex or anything on it. I think I'm glad that I definitely amped it up with a little bit of the glitter. I didn't really have any issues as far as like skipping or the blending or the building of the pigment. All of that was really good. I was expecting a dramatic look, but this is really dark, really dramatic. So I wouldn't know if I would necessarily call or categorize these as everyday friendly. Perhaps just like a fluffy brush over the transition shade kind of swept all over. That would kind of qualify as an everyday look. With these palettes, you're definitely going to have a moment. It's going to be a vibe. They weren't hard to work with, but they also did require a little bit of work. As far as the price point, these are $30. I would price them more at like 25 if I'm being honest, only because like you can do a purple look with this or you can do like a blue look, you know? So there's not a lot of versatility, and only for that reason I would say it's more of a 25 realm, but $30 is not far off from that. So I'm gonna let it slide only because it's cute and I didn't have any issues with pigmentation or anything. And I do look cute after all, right? Require a little lash, a little liner, a little lip, but I definitely do look cute. Go ahead and leave all of these products linked down below in the description box in case you guys are interested in picking these up for yourself, for a Secret Santa, for a little stocking stuffer, whatever it may be. I'm really interested to know what you guys think about these eyeshadow palettes. Please let me know down in the comments below. Will you be picking this up? Is this a pass? Are y'all finally gonna give in and get some Dragon Beauty with these? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious to know what you guys think about these. And before you guys go, if you're not already subscribed, please click the subscribe button down below. Click the notification bell. I would really appreciate it. And if you did enjoy this video, feel free to give me a big thumbs up. I am also at Edgar's Makeup all over the internet, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at Edgar's Makeup. Make sure you guys check me out everywhere else. That is everything from me today. Thank you so much as always for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.